This is the Alphabet and Grammar of Geometry preview video 1.5, Brain in Hand Problem Solving, Part 2. Sit tall. Ready? Inhale. Hold for 3. Exhale, 5. Take a moment, really close your eyes. Relax your shoulders, inhale. Hold for 3. Exhale, 5. We are right here, our last preview video of Unit 5, Brain and Hand Problem Solving, Part 2. Don't forget, date, time, location, parental sign off, right there. This is the most critical piece of information you can ever digest in this class. It is literally the synthesis of about 3 years of research study. This page is the synthesis of my master's thesis. It's called Brain in Hand Problem Solving, what you can do when you don't know what to do. It answers the question, how does your brain process information specifically through your fingertips when you're working with math? You must memorize these 5 steps. We're going to apply these steps to a practice problem right now. Taking a look here. First, we read with 3 body parts 3 times. Ready? Put your finger, not pencil, finger. Ready? Out loud, read, go. Once again, where'd the sound go, Miss Way? You were supposed to be reading that out loud. That was the whole point there. So now, finger track and read on paper, lips moving. We're done with that. We highlight or underline keywords and phrases. Be careful of units. We're dealing with area. 48 centimeters squared. Longer side, HI. 3 times the length, HK. Find the perimeter. I like to box the question, question mark. Okay, so we're done with 3 body parts 3 times. Now we ask ourselves, oh, we're not quite done. Draw, label, list, cross out. So here we start drawing. Longer side, HI. So HI, longer, J, K. Now we start labeling stuff. I shade area. Always shade area. We're going to put it right in the middle to represent area. You cross it out as you do it. Longer side, I have length and I have width. The longer side is 3 times the length of HK. HK is our width. That means our length is going to be 3 times the width. Right there, length is 3 times the width. I haven't even started solving. All we're doing is labeling and crossing stuff out. Perimeter, which is what we want here, of the rectangle. So we trace, walk it around, little area, P equals question mark. That's where we're going. Draw, label, list, cross out. No naked diagrams. That's what that icon means. You do not focus on what you want. You focus on what you have. And you ask yourself, what can I do with what I have? Not what I should do, what can I do? Always start with what you have. So we have the area. That's what we're starting with. What can I do? Well, I could at least write the equation, can't you? How do you find area of a rectangle? Area equals length times width. I can do that. Let's start figuring out what else we can do. Circle, plug, chug. Equations have two sides with an equal sign. Circle area. I circled everything and I plugged it in. By circling, you keep your eyeballs without making mistakes. Now come down here. Now we're going to solve. W times W. W squared. 348. So this is 16 equals W squared. The opposite of squaring, square root. So we just found our width is 4. Our length is 3 times now 4. So our length is 12. Come over here. Circle, plug, chug. Don't know the perimeter. I do know my length, 12. I do know my width, 4, 12, 4. 12 plus 4, 12 plus 4. $16, 16, 32. Check for units. Originally, this was cm squared. Perimeter is only one dimension because it's just length going around. So this is cm. Units in your problem, units in your answer. Now that's a review from the previous lesson. We're going to take it one step further and do a bit more complicated stuff, more real life stuff. We're still following the same process. I highly recommend you get your reference booklet out and turn to this page in the inside. Keep this page right where you can see it. What are the 5 things you can do when you don't know what to do? Keep that right where you can see it underneath your nose at all time. Let's do this one together. Then you have one more on your own. Step 1. Put your finger on the paper and read with your lips moving right there. Ready and read. Draw label lists, cross out. Now we're going to filter. Let's see what we have here. First off, we're going to make a patio, concrete, and it's a rectangle. It says right here that the width is, that's an equal sign, 3 feet shorter than the length. So the width is whatever the length is minus 3 feet. Width is 3 feet shorter than the length. The perimeter is 54 feet all the way around. Now we start labeling stuff. Length, width. The width is whatever the length is minus 3 feet. Minus 3 feet. What else are we told? The perimeter, which means you walk it around. Walk it around. Perimeter equals 54 feet. It takes for every square yard, not square foot, square yard. A square yard is a 1 yard by 1 yard. Once you draw that right here, which means I'm 3 feet this way, 3 feet that way. So for every 1 yard squared, I need, that should say two bags of concrete, 60-pound concrete, and each bag costs $3.50 each. Our ultimate goal, our ultimate question is money. Draw, label, list, cross out. All right, concrete. Concrete, you know, concrete, think pouring concrete, that's going to be an area concept. Concrete is an area concept. So we're just going to shade this rectangle here and realize at some point I need to find the area. Area of a rectangle, you already know, is length times width. Problem is, I don't have the length or the width. I want the area. I have the perimeter. You don't start with what you want. You start with what you have. So for now, I'm simply ask myself, well, I really don't know how to solve this, but what can I do? I know it's talking about perimeter. I could at least write this down, can I? Well, if I've gotten that far, I could at least write the perimeter equation. Which is length plus width plus length plus width. I can at least do that. So let's circle, plug, check. See if we can do anything with that. Circle. I'm going to replace the W with the length minus 3 plus, notice I cross it out as I go. By crossing it out, you're much less likely to leave something behind. Let me keep my color straight here. There, I have accounted for 2 lengths, 2 widths. Now I'm down to 1 variable. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lengths. Add 6 both sides, I get 60. Now I'm going to divide by 4. 60 divided by 4. All right, you just found the length, nowhere near done. So our length is 15 feet. Our width is 3 feet shorter than So 15 minus 3, my width is 12 feet. Now we're going to deal with our concrete. We have to find the area. Area is length times width. So my length is 15 feet. My width is 12. No, you don't get a calculator. Don't resist. Resist the temptation to do a calculator. I'm going to do right here 15 and 12. I'm going to do it traditional. I'm going to do something called lattice, just so you can see both. 2 times 5, 10, carry the 1, 2, that's 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1, that's 30, 0, 15, and that's 180. Lattice would look like this. You're like, what's lattice? Wow, greatest invention ever. I'm going to send a separate video for that. $15, $12. 1 times 5, it's 5, that's 0, 5. 1 times 1, 1. 2 times 5, 10, carry the 0. 2 times 1, 0. Two. This is 0. I'm adding this way. That's 8. That's 1, 180. Same thing. So my area equals 180 feet squared. Still not done. We know we need 2 bags of cement for every square yard. I have 180 square feet. Be very careful with this, friends. Oops, did I put that in the wrong place? I did. Okay. Is right here, you should see a yard squared is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 feet squared. 1 yard squared is 9 feet squared. So to get this into yard squared, I'm going to divide by 9. So my area is going to be 20 yards squared. For every 1 yard squared, I need 2 bags. So I do 20 times 2. I need 40 bags of cement at $3.50 each. $3.50 each. No, you may not use a calculator. So I'm going to go like this, 350 times 40 in the margin. 0, 0, 0. Bring down a 0. That's 0. 20, carry the 2. That's 12, 13, 14. 2 zeros over. $140. If you want to see that in lattice, I've got a 3 by 2. Got 350. Decimal right there. This is 40. Four times 0, 4 times 5, 4 times 3, 12. This is 0. That's 0. That's 0. Left to right. 0, 0, 0, 4, 1. And I have 2 decimals. So it is $140. These are the steps you're following through. Read with 3 body parts 3 times. Check out your reference booklet if you need help. Ask yourself, what can you do instead of what should you do? Equations have 2 sides with an equal sign. Circle, plug, chug. This page, You are doing completely on your own, and this page also completely on your own. Pause the video and then restart. So I'm going to do an explanation along with the answer. So you should have work. You should be correcting your work. If you think you know what you're doing, you could speed up the video a little bit and just check your work kind of fast. If you're like, I'm really not sure about this work, Miss Way, and you want to hear it in real time, just keep it in real time. So step number 1, we have an H-I-J-K, and the shorter side is I-J. So that tells me my H is here, H-I-J-N-K. We're told the area. So I always like to shade the area is 50 cm squared. Shorter side. So I've got length, width. The shorter is half the length of the longer side. So the width is, that's an equal sign, is, the length is, the width is half of the length, L. The width is half of the length. Find the perimeter. So you start with what you have, not with what you need. We want the perimeter. So to walk around your perimeter, we go like this. Perimeter equals length plus width plus length plus width. You don't start with what you want, which is perimeter. You start with what you have. Area equals length times width. Ready? Let's circle plug check. Area is 50. Don't know the length, just length. The width is half the length. So I have 1/2 of L. Zoom in here, make it a little bit easier. 50 equals L times L over 2. So I just, instead of the fraction, I just popped it over 2. Next step, I want to get rid of that 2. So I multiply by its reciprocal, which is 2 over 1. That's technically 1 over 2, 2 over 1. Next line, 100 equals L squared. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? L times L, L squared. Opposite of squaring, square root. So I just found out that my length is now square root of 100, which is 10. My width is half. 5. Now that you have those numbers, we can come here. The perimeter is length, which is 10, plus width, plus length again, plus width. Perimeter equals 15, 15, 30. Let's check for units. And it was originally cm squared, so this is 30 cm. Your paper should not look exactly like mine, but you should have some red markings if you got it correct, some sort of star, smiley, amazing. If you are incorrect or you drop the ball anywhere, I want a written note. What are you going to remember next time? Let's come over here. A little bit more involved. Miss Johnson wants to plant a flower marigold border around her small garden. The herb garden's rectangular. The length of the garden is 3 times longer than the width. The area is 108 feet squared. It takes 2 pots of flowers per linear foot to create a desired border around the garden. Flowers cost $2 a pot. How much will it cost to plant the marigold border around the garden? Finger track, read out loud. Now we filter. If we want a border. Border is a perimeter concept. Length of the garden, 3 times the width. Area, 108 feet squared. 2 pots per linear foot to create a border. Cost $2 a pot of marigolds. Draw a label list, cross out. Ready? What kind of information do we have? We have the area. So we shade. And we pop that in. Area equals 108 feet squared. Here's my length. Here's my width. What are we told? The length of the garden is 3 times longer than the width. So the length is going to be 3W. I want to find the perimeter around the garden. That's my ultimate goal. P equals question mark. What else do we know? For every 1 foot in the perimeter, I'm going to want 2 pots of marigolds to make a border. So flowers. And those are my attempt at flowers. Not an artist like some of you. So for every foot, I want 2 pots of flowers, and each pot costs $2 per pot. So once again, we're coming down money, just like a lot of stuff in life. Start with what you have, not with what you need. You want the perimeter, you have the area. So you should have had the area equals length times width. Circle, plug, chug. 108 equals, this is 3W for the length. Cross it out, times the W. W times W is W squared. By both sides by 3. I get 36 equals W squared. Square root, square root. Just found our W is 6. So we just found our W is 6 feet. Our length, therefore, is 3 times 6. Let's get a little messy. Our width is 6 feet each. And our length is 3 times, which is 18 feet. Now we're just going to walk it around to get our perimeter. 18 plus 6, 24. 18 plus 6, 24. My perimeter is 48 feet. Now you're trying to figure out money. For each 1 foot, I need 2 pots of plants. So I have 48 feet, so I have to double that. And we get, I need 96 plants, marigolds. They cost $2 each. You should have done 96 times 2. And your plants for the border are going to cost $192 even, without considering tax. You'll have to add close to 10% because you live in California and not Nevada, but we're not going to worry about tax at the moment. I want you to write a note. What did you do right? Where did you go wrong? Write yourself a note.